high in the rugged mountains, where the air was thin and the winds whispered secrets of the earth. An old eagle perched on a jagged cliff. His feathers were dull and tattered, his once sharp talons worn, and his eyes, though dim with age, still held the depth of 1,000 skies. Beside him stood his young son, his feathers sleek and his spirit brimming with boundless energy. The young eagle, eager and curious, tilted his head. "Father, you have seen the rise and fall of seasons more than any creature here. What wisdom have you gathered from this world? What is it that humans, who think they know so much, fail to understand?" The old eagle sighed, the wind ruffling his worn feathers. "Listen carefully, my son, for what I will tell you is not written in the skies or the earth. It is a truth whispered only to those who have lived long enough to see it. Humans, they believe they are the masters of the world, yet they fail to grasp the most fundamental truths about it. Let me share what I have learned." The young eagle leaned closer, hanging on every word. "First, humans chase time as if it is their prey. They mark it with clocks, calendars, and deadlines, yet they never understand that time is not something to conquer. It is like the wind, unseen and untouchable. They forget that life is lived not in the hours they count, but in the moments they feel. When they laugh, love, or simply breathe, that is when they truly live. And yet, they let these moments slip away, chasing illusions of control." The young eagle blinked, confused. "But don't they see this?" The old eagle shook his head. "Rarely. They are too busy building their nests with gold and stone, thinking these things will keep them safe. They forget the simplicity of survival, of living in harmony with what the earth gives. In their race to have more, they forget how to simply be. I have watched them from above, fighting over land and pride, forgetting that one day they will all return to the same dust." The young eagle tilted his head again. "What else, father?" The old eagle's voice grew softer, almost mournful. "They fear death more than they cherish life. Every decision they make is to avoid it: medicine, wars, hoarding wealth. But they forget that death is as much a part of life as the sunrise is part of the day. We eagles do not fear death. We fly knowing each flight could be our last. It is this knowledge that makes every glide, every dive, so precious. But humans? They waste their lives trying to avoid the inevitable, and in doing so, they forget to truly live." The young eagle fell silent, reflecting. The old eagle continued, his voice now carrying a note of anger mixed with sorrow. "And then, there is their arrogance. They believe themselves separate from nature, masters of all creatures. But look at what they have done, cutting forests, polluting rivers, and silencing the songs of other beings. They forget that they are part of this world, not above it. Their arrogance blinds them to the truth. The earth can live without them, but they cannot live without the earth." The young eagle's wings twitched uneasily. "Are they beyond hope, father? Can they not change?" The old eagle softened, his eyes looking out at the horizon. "Some do change, my son. Not all humans are lost. Some listen to the whispers of the wind, the wisdom of the mountains, and the cries of the rivers. They learn to live gently, to tread lightly on this earth. These few can guide the others, if only they choose to listen." The young eagle fluffed his feathers. "And what should we, the eagles, do?" The old eagle looked at his son with a faint smile. "We must continue to fly high and free. Our presence reminds them of what they could be: strong, graceful, and in harmony with the world. But remember, my son, do not pity humans or despise them. They are a curious creature, always learning, always struggling. Perhaps, one day, they will learn what we already know: that life is not about taking or controlling, but about existing and understanding." As the sun dipped below the horizon, the old eagle spread his worn wings one last time. "Now, it is time for you to take the skies, my son. Fly high, but never lose sight of the earth below. The world is vast, but wisdom lies in seeing it whole." The young eagle watched his father leap into the fading light, his silhouette strong against the twilight sky. Moral of the story: humans often chase what cannot be caught: time, immortality, and dominance. while neglecting the beauty of simply existing in harmony with the world. True wisdom comes from understanding that life is not about control but about connection, humility, and living fully in the moment.